What's up guys, Aileen here. Welcome to a brand new video on the channel. So into this video, I'm going to teach you the tips and tricks of a Canva you wish you knew earlier. My goal for this is to show you new techniques that will help you improve your productivity and make it easier for you to create designs. So if you come across the tip that you like, that you think that it will help you make better designs, please hit that like button and feel free to subscribe for more videos. And with that being said, let's get started. Tip number 1. Quickly add text using their text shortcut. Simply press T in your keyboard, adding something you do quite often, so this shortcut should save you a few clicks. Tip number 2. Make text bold using Ctrl B. Tip number 3. Make it italic using Ctrl I. Tip number 4. Select all. If you need to select all the elements on the page to move them around, simply click Ctrl A to select them all. Tip number 5. Creating QR codes. Canva lets you create QR codes and implement them in your design. So if you're creating business cards or other things like posters, magazines, products, you might find it quite useful. So you can use it to direct your customers to your social media profiles, website, anything that you can think of, and you can get very creative with them. And instead of just using the usual links, you can try directing your clients to leave a review, for example, on Google or TripAdvisor. So the way you want to do is, if you're in the editor, you click on More, and then in the search bar, you type in QR. Click on the QR code and enter your URL. I'll just use my website link and I click on generate code. And as you can see, Canva pop up with these little QR codes. I can just align it with the previous one that I had in here, and there you go. Tip number 6. Aligning elements with tidy up feature. If you want to align elements or text perfectly, you can use the tidy up feature. And this feature works brilliantly if you're using multiple text or elements. So instead of relying on your eyesight and trying to align them perfectly, just let Canva work its magic automatically for you. So as you can see, I've got the little social media buttons in here. So they're perfectly aligned at the moment, but if I just move them around like this and I'm trying to align them again, it's quite tough to do it on your own. So if I just select all of them, go to the top bar, click position, and then click tidy up, you'll see that Canva does it for me perfectly. Tip number 7. The perfect alignment. So the tidy up feature is not suited for what you're trying to do. You can perfectly align text, photos, or other elements with guide rulers or use automatic Canva alignments. So for example, I've got this in here. It's group. So what I'll do, I'll maybe ungroup the whole thing and select just this Aileen Legarde text. So if you click on position, you've got a few different options from Canvas. You can align it to the top, to middle, to the bottom, or left, center, and right. But let's not stop there. So if you go to view, select show rollers and show guides. The low margins appear, and if you click on the margin and drag a guide from it, you can put it in a place that you want it to, and then you can drag the text to align to it. Tip number 8. Wavy Text. So Canva has recently introduced the curved text option, which is a long-awaited feature. So with this feature, you can actually make wavy text as well, just like you see in here. So you can click on the text. Let's pop one box in here. I'll just pop it in text. Let's make it uppercase, or maybe change the font. So I've got this one in here. Let's go to effects, click curve, and then adjust the curvature. So as you can see, it pops up with this little circle, and you can just adjust it to what you want. Let's make it smaller, and now I can just copy the text, go to effects again, go to curve, and let's change the curvature to the opposite. I'll align it perfectly, and I can just copy those two over. I've just selected them both and aligned them in here as well. So that creates that cool wavy effect, which can use to outline your design and make it a bit more interesting. Tip number 9, quick zooming in and zooming out. So sometimes you need to see the details of your design or adjust smaller elements, and the normal way to do is to click in the bottom right corner of the design to change the percentages. So you can see it in here like this, and it goes up to 300. But there's much faster option for you, and you can hit Control and hold plus or minus, which is a bit more controlled way to do it. And while the manual clicking in the bottom right corner, you can go up to 300%. With the clicking and scrolling, you can actually go up to 500%, which is much more detailed. Tip number 10, duplicating text and elements. I know I mentioned copying and pasting with Ctrl C and V earlier, but to speed things up even more, and Canva lets you duplicate with the letter D. So a quick option to duplicate your text or element is to highlight them and then click Ctrl D, or you can highlight something like this and then hold Alt and move the element, which drags it and duplicates it. Tip number 11, using Canva keywords. So, as you probably know, you can search for specific elements such as social media icons, and they will pop up in your search. But did you know that the search bar is also a sneaky way to get beautiful illustration packs and other object set with various themes? So let me give you a few keywords to get you started on your rediscovery journey. So you can go for blob, doodle, neon, aesthetic, washi tape, or watercolor. So try them all out and make your designs a bit more dynamic. Tip number 12, filtering elements and photos. So when you're designing, searching for that perfect image or element can keep you scrolling and scrolling, but if you use filters, the whole process becomes more efficient. So if you're looking for a photo with specific tone or palette, you can click on a color to filter out the ones you don't need. So let's say we want pink, so click on the filter, apply filters, and will show you all the photos and pink tones. So same goes for the orientation if you're designing a vertical poster, for example. Tip number 13, moving elements with arrow key. Moving elements by just a tiny bit can be a bit messy even when you're zoomed all the way in, but actually there is a quick workaround. So you can just use your arrows to move the elements, photos, text by 1 pixel at a time. So I'll show that to you in here. So as you can see, I'm just pressing and it's moving just a tiny bit. But if you need 10 pixels at a time, this can be done by holding shift and then pressing the arrow keys. As you can see, it moves by a bit more, super simple and saves a lot of pain. Tip number 14, uploading images quickly. When you want to use your own image, you need to go to the left panel to upload image and then select specific media. As you probably notice, I'm all about making things efficient in here, so there's a faster way to do it. Just drag and drop image into Canva. And voila, it's uploaded directly. Tip number 15, inserting hyperlinks. So when you're designing new graphics to export it in a PDF format, you can make it more interactive by including links. So having some links to add for your social media channels, for example, or website is a great option to further direct the viewers. So you simply select your text or an element. So I'll select the Facebook icon, go to link, insert URL, and that's it. Tip number 16, locking an element. Alright, so tell me, how many times have you accidentally moved an element, or keep selecting the one you don't want, and it causes you so much frustration? I mean, I've done it so many times. So you can easily eliminate that issue by locking an element. So select the element and click on the lock button in the top right corner. This way you won't accidentally drag it because it stays in place. And it's impossible to select it only by clicking specifically on this element, and unlocking it can let you actually edit it. Tip number 17, creating a website. Okay, so this one is so cool. Did you know that you can actually create a simple website within Canva? And so this might be extremely useful. If you don't want to invest in an actual website or simply don't have the budget for it, just type in website to find some beautiful Canva templates or design one yourself. Add any relevant hyperlinks, which I showed you how to do a moment ago in tip number 15, and publish it as a website. So there are a few different ways of how your website can look, so choose the one you like. Open website, and Canva will give you a unique link. And that's the only caveat. You can't use a custom domain or change the Canva link in any way, but there is a workaround. You can use a link shortener like bit.ly.com and get a nicer looking URL to include in your communication or social media. It's a pretty great option. If you're looking for a simple landing page to redirect the traffic, create your own profile, or provide some more info. Tip number 18, using Canva colors. Colors are an important part of your brand image and making your design stand out. And Canva provides very useful resources to help you find the right ones for you. So if you go to canva.com/color, you'll find 4 tools: the color palette generator, color palette ideas, color wheel, and color meanings. The last one teaches you about color symbolism so that you know how to make your image reflect the brand values and evoke specific emotions. With the use of color wheel, you can find what colors look good together and play around to find the perfect combination. Color palette ideas present you with various ready-made palettes to get inspired and start designing with them straight away. And last but not least, If you yourself have found a photo that attracted your attention, you just upload it to the color palette generator and Canva will automatically produce a palette from it. It's very inspiring. So there you go, have fun creating designs and feel free to let me know what you think. If you have any questions or any other cool Canva tricks, leave them down below in the comment section. I'm all about community here. So let's help each other out. Hope you find this video useful. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content like this. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.